Hey crafters, it's Sarah here with Craft Test Dummies, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about a couple of different things. First off, we're going to focus on these new die cut with a view adhesive jeweled sheets, and then if you subscribe to Craft Test Dummies videos, maybe before you guys saw that we did a full review and video on Buckle Boutique's bling sheets, and so at the end of this video we're going to compare and contrast the two different companies and their jeweled rhinestone sheets. But first off, we're going to start with die cuts with a view. These come in 8x10 sheets, and they have a variety of different colors and also styles. So you can have your solid colors, and then with styles, you can have, like these ones are square-shaped jewels, and with the other sheets, these ones are more circular shaped. And then you also have ones with really pretty patterns like this, kind of like a mosaic tiled look to it, which I thought was pretty. These are resin or gel-based rhinestones. So that means they're not made out of plastic. I can take a pin and bend my bling sheet a little bit here in the corner, take my pin and push it straight through to the other side. And you wouldn't be able to do that with any other kind of bling that was made out of a plastic or like an acetate or something. I think a lot of them are. These again come in 8x10 sheets. You can cut them with multiple scissors and stuff. Here I've got my handy dandy kid scissors, and you can see that they go pretty well through those. If I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut with these, I will always set it gem side down, paper side up, and I like to use a piece of cork, and you can see that it runs through pretty easily there to cut it. So you can hand cut your own shapes. You can see with my scrap piece of paper here, I actually used my Vagabond with a thicker steel roll die to cut these shapes, and they came out really, really nicely. I was not going to try to cut it using framelits or my Cuttlebug. I just know for a fact that these are way too thick to have any kind of chance getting cut thoroughly with that. I did try to cut it using my electronic cutters, like my Silhouette and my Cricut. First thing to note is that it would not fit at all inside of my Silhouette machine. The machine would not take it. These were just too thick. Even if I removed and tried to cut without the carrier sheet or your cutting mat, it still would not work. These would go into my Cricut, but again, I did not have very good luck. You can see here on the right, there's a little flower, and that was used regular blade. This I used my deep cut blade on, and for the settings I did pressure 1, speed 1, my deep cut blade at 6, and multi-cut set at 5. And it did go through in some spots, and you can kind of rip it out, but it wasn't as easy as with the other bling sheets, to be 100% honest with you. So these sheets are available in your bigger box stores like Joann's, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby, and they run at approximately $13 a sheet if you're getting something more like the thicker jewels or the 8x10 full ones. They do have some glitter sheets that I don't have for this review, and those are a little bit cheaper, so don't get confused between just a sheet that has glitter on it and the sheet that has the actual bling. So next, we are going to go ahead and do a quick compare and contrast with the Buckle Boutique. Now, as you know, the Buckle Boutique did cut, if you watch the video, with the Cricut and the Silhouette pretty well, and we have some videos that are going to be coming up on Craft Test Dummies to show just how well it cuts with those machines. It cut with the framelits and all kinds of other things. But when it comes down to it, that I found, it really comes down to quality, size, and price with these two different companies. One, quality. I know Buckle Boutique has a really strict quality assurance with theirs. If they see a problem wrong with their bling sheets, they take it off, they set it into a big box in the corner and save it for samples or cutting apart later. They will not sell it, give it out to retailers or customers that buy it offline. One of the things that I noticed with the die cuts with a view is right when I took it out of the package, I kind of noticed this little off area to the left of this bling sheet, and it looked like that the bling didn't work quite right over here while it was being manufactured, and it looks like somebody took a little piece of bling from another sheet and just used a piece of double-sided tape to kind of fill in the blank or the bad spot. There's a couple more. It's kind of harder to see in the video, but just be made aware that that is an issue, and I'm not sure if that would affect you or what your purposes are for the bling sheets, but I wanted to let you guys know. The price, the Buckle Boutique, like I mentioned, or no, I'm sorry, the die cuts with a view, like I mentioned before, run at about $13 a sheet. The Buckle Boutique come in the two different sizes, and the 6x10 sheets run at approximately run at $6 a sheet, and the 21x10 sheets run at $12. So 21 by 10 inches versus 8 by 10 inches, and it's cheaper. You're definitely getting a lot more bling for your buck from the Buckle Boutique. You also, once I figured it out, the Buckle Boutiques, the 6x10 is approximately 10 cents per inch. The 21x10 is going to be 6 cents per inch of bling, whereas the die cut with a view is approximately 16 cents per square inch of bling. So another thing, availability is the next big factor. Availability for the die cut with a view, you can get them in your big box craft stores as well as order them online from many different retailers. Buckle Boutique you can buy off of their website, and so if you don't mind waiting a few days, you can definitely get your hands on some of this bling. If you are a person that needs to go to the store and get your bling right now, the die cuts with a view is also going to be your better bet. One last thing I wanted to bring up. We've got quality, we've got price, we've got size. Oh, and then the cutting, obviously. You can't do as much with the die cut with a view bling as you can with the Buckle Boutique bling. You can only do pretty much with your thick steel roll cut dies, your X-Acto knife, hand cutting it, or with scissors, whereas the Buckle Boutique, you definitely have a lot more versatility with your die cut machines, and whether it be electronic or manual, as well as being able to cut it really easily with scissors and other things. One other last difference that just occurred to me is that Buckle Boutique also has some really fun designs with theirs. The outer space one is one of my favorites, and this is designed by Marissa Puelko, and she has kind of her signature style with the Buckle Boutique bling, whereas with the die cut with a view, you're going to be getting more solid colors, not as much fun or funky options depending on what you're looking for. So I hope that's explained a lot to you guys. Either way, you have your pros and cons. You can pick out what really goes with your sense of crafting style the most. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will do my best to answer them, and I hope you guys have a super crafty day. Talk to you later, crafters. Hey you guys, it's Sarah here. As I was just editing the video you saw, I realized that I left out a huge part of the comparison between the die cut with a view and the Buckle Boutique bling, and that is the size of the gems or rhinestones themselves. The die cut with a view is a 4mm cut. Each jewel is about 4 millimeters in diameter, whereas the Buckle Boutique is a little bit smaller. I don't mean to give you guys a headache, but hopefully you can see the clear Buckle Boutique on the right is slightly smaller than the die cut with a view. These are 3 millimeters. Buckle Boutique did have a larger size previously, but they have discontinued that. The reason why the size is so important is because since the die cut with a view is thicker, that's why we can't get it to run through our electronic die cutting machines as well, and used with the Thinlits as well as we can with the Buckle Boutique. So I wanted to make sure that you guys did know that difference, and I hope you enjoyed this last little tidbit on the comparison between die cut with a view, jewel sheets, and the Buckle Boutique adhesive rhinestone sheets. Make sure you guys ask any questions in the bottom, and I will do my best to answer them. Have a great day, crafters. Talk to you later.